G'day everyone, Wizzo here again. I just wanted to show you, and I'll do a couple of things with this, what we decided to do was build a camper trailer. Thought about, because I've just spent a couple of weekends, I went away during winter in a tent, and climbing in and out was a bit iffy. So I had the trailer, which I'm not sure if I showed before, that I towed the Harley down to Phillip Island for the World Superbikes in. It tows really well. It's a homemade one we've recently picked up, but yeah, it's a little bit longer to fit the bike in. So, but I'm going to convert it to the camper trailer. So I'll turn around and I'll show you it now. And, okay, here it is. So just basic box trailer. It's got a huge toolbox on the front, and that is basically it in a nutshell. The only drawback with this one is, if you see that box down there, that's how they've built to put the spare tyre on. I think I'm going to cut that off and get rid of it, because a little bit of height. So anyway, the idea is that box there, you'll see, that's just a King's tub frame. That is going to be fitted. I just see a couple of points, like one part here, one there, and then the tent will sit on top. I think I've measured it up, so it'll hang over the top of the toolbox a bit till it gets to the height of the drawer flipping up, and it'll stop at the back. Now, with the height being, the frame I've measured is pretty much the same height as that bar there. It'll be there and there. What that allows me is roughly maybe a little bit, not quite that much space at the back, maybe to here, as you can see, of space. So when I pull up, we're going to fit some stabilizers to those little there and that one there. And we'll have, so that'll keep the back. With the jockey wheel, I'm going to just put into a guard. So that's how I'm going to level it out. And then I'll be able to drop the tailgate, step in, and that'll give me a height of the tent. Let me just put this down. Okay, so the tent will be pretty much here, so that height. And width, okay, so you can see it there. So having this area to step up into, I figured the tent's going to fit. So with the tent at this height, it'll hang over the front of the trailer just a bit. I'll open this and show you. So with that up there, that's pretty much where the tent needs to finish or start. So up to there, at this height, back, and I'll measure up, it ends around about here. Okay, so by doing that, I'll step into the trailer, and basically I can just sit down on the bed and slide myself in. So there's no, we'll get rid of the ladder, maybe a tiny step, but with the frame, the tent hangs to about here level. Alright, so that's the way the camper trailer is going to be. And what we've got there is a shower unit, all the parts are sitting there. What I'm thinking about this here is to put a hook there, so when I arrive I take it out of the toolbox put it on the hook there, and what will happen is this spot where the unit just was, so out of this here, I pole up, so the shower head which comes that'll be under there, and I've got a pole that goes into this, so when I pull up, I just lift it up, shower head on, and shower away, and when I'm travelling, just drop it down and it's out of the way. So what that gives me is thinking possibly I can find a water tank to sit in here, just taking up that much room. I'll do some measurements, see if I can get one. No more than that. That'll be a lot of water to run the shower. Still gives me space underneath to put like the kayak and the kids, the grandkids, mini bikes underneath if I need it. When they go away, they can take it and they can use that. And I'm hoping the room at the back with that couple of foot, I can find a way to put the bigger bikes in sort of backwards, turn the wheel, and the handlebars will just sit up next to the tent. So that's the plan. Now, next thing is to start building this frame and get it up there, and then I can lift the tent on. I'll take you around now and show you the tent. Here it is. It's an older King's tent. I think this might have been one of the early original ones. So it's a good price on Marketplace. Picked it up cheap. I know it's not perfect, but I think it'll work for me. No more climbing into the tent on the ground. I can I'll show you what it's like when it's on the trailer and open up, so you can see the bedding area. The handle parts here are broken, but I'm not fussed on that right now. I can buy replacement handles and screw them on if I need to, but in general I think it's waterproof. So I think it's got a condensation mat on the bottom and the mattress. I'll probably have to buy a topper mattress thing from probably just Kmart, whatever. To lay down there with the sheets on top, and yeah, I'll just be running, not sleeping bag anymore. It'll just be sheet, quilt, and pillows. Anyway, before I can do that, I've got to get this frame built. The other thing with this trailer is the wheels. They're really not bad. This is an old Ford pattern. I think we sort of got told and tried to work out. So bearings need to be replaced on this side. It's getting a little bit wobbly, but so what we're going to look at is replacing the hubs. I figure if I can get hubs for this changed to like the 6x137, I think is it, the PCD, anyway, which is common on all of them now, Land Cruiser, Ranger, Hilux, bloody Patrol, whatever, Holden Jackaroos. I can get rims and tyres. It will up the size because they're only 13s, so we're going to up it to something like a 15 or 16 plus with the bigger all-terrain tyres, so it gives it a little bit more height clearance. And even though they're only small, and I'm not doing tracks that are massively over, but what I'll do is just, even though only small sort of springs you can sort of see in there, basically just flip them on top of the axle just to give a bit of clearance for these new wheels and tyres. It's not going to happen right now. I've got to work it out and order hubs, so I'll do that next few weeks, but not right now. Important part is getting this built and the tent on. Alright, so let's just basically start with the main fact. Opening it up, laying out the parts, so it's all there, ready to start building. I was going to buy a second-hand one, but I'm on special for $199, so I mean honestly, couldn't beat that, so why not? So let's just start getting them all out. Working, yeah, something like that. Across. So let's get into it. Okay, so there it is, out of the box, all the frame parts. It's laid out in their semi sort of group. There's a box of nuts and bolts and the instructions. So now I'm going to go and sit down, have a drink, read the instructions, then come back and start. Okay, so we've built the frame up, and that is how it sits on the trailer. Trailer being narrower than a ute tub, the frame's got to be narrowed up. I see the tops. So after looking at it, we'll be getting them all bolted in perfectly fine on the top. And you'll see how this one's sort of like a little bit out, and this one's, it's an extra sort of spacing out. So what I'm going to do is, because it's starting to get dark here, tomorrow head off to Bunnings to buy the drills to drill those in, and then when I come back, center it up, and I'm going to have to drill some holes once it's centered. This will come over, so probably just a couple of holes here, and that will make it even, and then I can pop the tent on top. So I've got to drop it down one notch. You'll see up there, I know it's hard to see, the frame is a little bit higher than what I wanted it, but that's fine. I've got a room. I can drop this part here down one, and then I can drop these two down one also, so this one will come down and that one will come down to there. That'll drop, it's about 2 inches, and I think that should give me, I know it's hard to see if it's level or not, but dropping that down a few bolt holes. All right, one down to there. These can come down to there. And if that's not enough, I can drop it down to there. And that will give me the height that I want. Anyway, rambling, it is how the camper trailer is going to sit, and let's explain the other stuff. So tomorrow we'll come get that done and pop the tent on top, measure how far back it comes, being that you'll see that is basically where the tent frame. So here it can come to about there. If I drop it down, anyway, that is the back of the tent, so that's where it'll pop up from. And then here, doing the shower and the pole out of there, if the tent fits right with it, then that's where the shower head will pop up from. So happy days, it's looking good. All right, let's see how we go tomorrow in daylight. Alright, that's what I'll leave this one for now. What I'll do, head off, get some parts, and then it's going to take a while. So what I'll do is a couple of weeks, come back and do a bit more adjusting on here, bolting down, and then we'll put the 10 on. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one.